Welcome to the Milk Bottle Shopify e-commerce podcast, brought to you by Milk Bottle Labs, one of the world's top-rated accredited Shopify experts. Our founder, Keith Matthews, interviews Shopify folk to share as many Shopify tips and tricks as possible. This podcast is kindly supported by our two favorite Shopify tools we install in every store, Rewind.io and Klaviyo. Rewind is the leading backup solution for Shopify stores. Let's just say it's the cheapest insurance policy you'll ever get for your Shopify store, protecting all of your valuable data. And Klaviyo is our preferred automated email solution and is trusted by over 65,000 brands worldwide. Keep listening. We have some special offers for our podcast fans. Now over to your host, Keith Matthews.
Hey folks, welcome back. My guest today is Alvaro from the Support Heroes. Support Heroes provide a wonderful, specialised, round-the-clock customer support for your Shopify apps. One of the most expensive and time-consuming aspects of launching a Shopify app is the fact that you have to have around-the-clock support. And Alvaro and his team, based in South America, provide a wonderful first-class support for Shopify app developers. Alvaro, how are you?
Hi, Keith. Thank you for having me on your podcast.
Great. Welcome. I did meet you before. I think it was in Amsterdam. Is that right?
That's correct. Shopify Pursuit Amsterdam, our first big event.
And at that time, Alvaro, you guys had only started in the Shopify ecosystem. I think at the time you mightn't have even had a customer. Is that right?
That's a lovely story, actually. I got hired January the 7th. And 30 days later, I was traveling to Amsterdam to this big event. We had a lot of things to do, a lot of work. And this event was the first time to let the ecosystem know that the Support Heroes were an option for developers to find a solution for outsourced customer support. At that moment, we didn't have any clients, but the event was extremely useful. We had positive feedback. And the outcome was great because we managed to sign our first client. And I know you know our client. His name is Bjorn Forsberg.
Absolutely, know him well.
Forsberg Plus 2. And he's a great guy, a great developer, and it was a great event.
That's good. Yeah, we know Bjorn very well. Bjorn is what they call in the Shopify ecosystem as one of the old guys. He's around a while and he has built up a wonderful business. One of his apps we use quite a lot, which is Orderly Emails, which enhances the standard administrative and non-transactional emails that come out of your Shopify store. And yeah, we know Bjorn quite well. Bjorn was at that event as well, obviously, and he struck up a friendship with yourselves, and now he uses you for services, which is great. Alvaro, just to go back to yourself before we get into exactly what Support Heroes do. We spoke before, and you mentioned that you're living in Colombia. What part of Colombia are you in?
I'm living in Medellin. Medellin is known as the city of eternal spring, Colombia's second largest city that is progressively building a name as the Software Valley, and is currently leading the fourth industrial revolution in the region.
Okay.
And of course, it's a peaceful and lovely place to live and visit.
You studied business in university, did you?
Yes, I studied business and I have a postgraduate degree in marketing.
When you were in university, Alvaro, did you know about Shopify?
That's really funny because before the Support Heroes, I only knew that Shopify was an e-commerce platform. I didn't have a clue how big it actually was and all the different branches and possibilities that people can obtain by opening an account in Shopify.
So would you regard yourself now as an expert in Shopify?
Back then, no. But during this year and a half, working with the Support Heroes, I've learned a lot, and every day is a new opportunity to continue this path.
The first thing is, I love the name, the Support Heroes. Is it correct to say that you guys help app developers increase retention and reduce churn? Would that be a good summary of what you do?
Exactly. Here in the Support Heroes, what we look for is to have partners see us as developers to see us as partners. Partners that are going to offer them a complete support operation. That means email support, quality assurance, training, a metric dashboard. And in the meantime, they get to focus on what really matters to them. And they get better reviews, more rating, a better position in the Shopify app market, more installations. So at the end, it's a win-win relationship we try to establish with each of our clients.
And is your service suited to app developers that are entering the space for the first time, or is it only suited to people that are mature with thousands of downloads? Like, is there a particular customer that you guys are targeting?
I'm glad you asked that question because we try to help developers that are looking for a better customer support. It doesn't matter if we're talking about a startup developer, a mid-size, or an enterprise. At the end, it all requires a need to improve their customer support and offer their merchants a better experience. So we try to adapt ourselves to that developer's current status, and we offer them a tailor-made solution that better suits their needs.
So would it be right to say, Alvaro, that in actual fact, the service that you provide for each customer is probably different?
Exactly. We have shared teams that handle 24/7. We have dedicated teams that only offer specific time zones. It all goes according to the needs of the developer that we are assisting.
And in terms of your team, Alvaro, just give us an overview. Are your team all in Colombia? Are they remote around the world? What sort of structure do you have?
Well, we are a growing team of young, tech-savvy, passionate heroes located in Colombia and in the Philippines. The idea is to handle all time zones. Most of our agents are here in Medellin, but the other ones are located in cities like Manizales, Rio Negro, and in the Philippines, they are almost all located in Manila.
When you look back on the history of the support heroes, why was the Shopify ecosystem targeted? Was it attractive?
I would like to take a minute just to talk about the origin stories of the support heroes in order to answer that question. The support heroes were born because our co-founders, the developers from Code Black Belt, struggle and witness firsthand the difficulties of getting an outsourced solution for customer support. So back then, with the help of our CEO, at that moment, she was a customer service representative, they built their own tier and effective team that helped them handle almost 90% of the tickets. Taking into account that experience and the fact that the reviews were going up, they were having more installations, they were having better reviews and more profit, they decided to initiate a new business and share their positive experience by offering a specialized and around-the-clock customer support solution. And that's how the support heroes were born. And that's why we picked Shopify, because of our background.
Now, let's take a short break to talk about our sponsors. Rewind.io is the leading backup solution for your Shopify store. Did you know that there's no way of recovering lost data? If your store is gaining traction, app developers or multiple staff may enter your store, and there's absolutely no way of fixing human error. Rewind.io allows you to rewind your store back to its original state, so you can reduce your business risk immediately with the Rewind app. It's so easy and is the cheapest and best insurance policy you'll ever need for your Shopify store. Get your first month for free by simply replying to your first email from Rewind and mention this podcast. Now, regular listeners will know I love Klaviyo. It's the single biggest revenue generator I've ever seen across hundreds and hundreds of Shopify stores I've been in. Klaviyo's data-driven marketing automation platform is sophisticated enough to power those legendary campaigns from the big brands you admire, but they make it simple, they make it easy, and they make it fast. To get started with a free trial of Klaviyo, visit klaviyo.com/milkbottle. That's klaviyo.com/milkbottle. Is there a kind of a shift in the way customer support is evolving over the last while, Alvaro? Is it changing? How is the landscape?
Yes, it's changing considerably. After all, this pandemic has accelerated into a truly digital first world and an e-commerce boom. Just to give you some numbers, the last semester of 2019, there were 1 million merchants. And now the last semester of 2020, there were 1,740,000. The number of apps went up by 63%. The number of partners went up by 73%. So there's a lot of more players, and the rules are changing, and even the game is changing. Customer support agents are affected directly by this growth. And they are starting to struggle with the workload that is increasing, not only a number of inquiries, but also the complexity of the questions that they are getting. Also, the expectations have never been higher. People want to be help assessed right away. And taking into account the difficult situation we're going through, having a personal touch is extremely important. So these three factors have shaped the landscape, and now we're starting to see a more proactive approach to customer support. Not only reactive, that means answer a question directly, but more proactive, which implicates anticipating any inquiry by offering automation, by offering a strong data knowledge base, by having strong trained agents. Also, customer support is now more as an investment rather than a cost. This is extremely important because people are looking for around-the-clock service. And that's also one of the changes. Usually, years before, people were a little bit more patient, but now they want assistance right away. And those are the trends that we're seeing. Now, when we talk about outstanding customer support, we're talking about competent, convenient, and empathetic assistance. That is the major change in the landscape.
That's very interesting that you say that, because I've noticed lately that a lot of Shopify store owners are now using Klaviyo to send emails out to customers before their subscriptions are charged, for example. And that's an example of what you say in terms of being proactive instead of reactive. Over this side of the water, what we would say is that customer care should be looked at as a profit center rather than a cost center, which is exactly what you said. You hit the nail on the head there, in fairness. I can agree with you 100%. In terms of the benefits then to the app developer, what are the main benefits to an app developer? If I'm going to launch an app and I'm going to invest in technology and invest in a team, if I'm considering outsourcing the customer care element to yourself, what are the benefits of doing that?
Well, they will get a 24/7 service. They will have access to specialized people that know the ecosystem. That is something really hard to find nowadays. They will also see a benefit in the cost because our service is tailor-made right for the needs of the developer. They also will have more time to focus on what they really want to do. And that means they will have an advantage and create more features, create new apps. And at the end, it's all about a better service. And that means that they're going to see their numbers grow. That's what customer support is all about. A good customer support equals good business.
So over time then, Alvaro, do you guys effectively become part of the developer's team? You build relationships and you get to know the business really, really well. Would that be right?
Exactly. We're not your typical service provider. We are the support heroes, a partner that wants to see the developer grow. After all, if they win, we win. And that's our main focus.
Alvaro, I read a stat recently where there was 1 week where there was 44 apps successfully published in the Shopify App Store. Do you see that growth continuing?
Yes, I see that growth to be extending during this year. And that means that the competition has never been higher. That means developers need to find a way to differentiate them between their apps and the other developers' apps. And customer support becomes a key element to stand out in a crowd.
And how do the support heroes differentiate yourselves? Like, there is loads and loads of customer support services. Obviously, you guys are focused on Shopify and that's your core competence. But how do you guys stand out?
That question takes me back to Amsterdam, because that was one of the inquiries most developers had at that moment, and that I had to reply. And back then, I used to answer because we offer a specialized service. There's no fee if you cancel. We offer around-the-clock support. We offer a tailor-made solution for your current needs. We have a flexible pricing structure. And all of those statements are still true. But after this year and a half in business and reading the merchants' reviews, listening to our clients' feedback, and with all this in mind, when I have to answer, why are we different? It's because we go hand by hand with the client and become a real success partner. The growth of a client is the growth of the support heroes. We always look for this win-to-win relationship, and we manage to do that by offering the best quality support that the ecosystem can offer.
Very good, yeah, very good. And Alvaro, you mentioned all over the world and you're in different time zones, but is there a particular area that you're very popular? Do you look after clients in Europe?
Just to mention a few of our clients, we are working with Bjorn Forsberg, Denmark developer, the people from DG's Movie, located in the Czech Republic, and the people from Addition, located in Australia, and people from Incubate, located in Spain. So most of our clients right now are in Europe. And the idea is to continue this expansion and see if we can access developers in Asia and North America.
Yeah, and no doubt you'll obviously grow in the markets where Shopify is very, very popular. So your growth will probably grow in line with Shopify's growth in terms of demographics and in terms of locations.
Exactly. We have an ambitious plan to continue growing. And in the near future, we also want to launch officially our tier 2 support team, and that way also try to reach the attention of all the developers that might need assistance.
So you mentioned tier 1 and tier 2. Is there 2 different support levels?
Currently, we're offering tier 1 service. That means that our agents get to share general information about the apps, help with the installation and configuration setup. With the right procedures, they can also help with discounts, trial extensions, review follow-ups, and that sort of activities. With certain clients, in this case Bjorn, we are trying to consolidate our tier 2 team. We are working with him, and we are now handling more than 95% of his support operation. But we are still looking for a bit more time in order to make this tier 2 team officially for all the developers.
Okay. Yeah,
But right now, we only have the tier 2 available for Bjorn and Incubate.
For the future, you see the future as bright, do you? Growth.
Yes, the future is bright. Even though this is not the best of times, we see that the ecosystem is growing in a way that we also might have the chance to take a slice of this growing pie. And we're going to continue to offer a great service, try to explore new approaches to support, and that way not only help developers, help merchants, and also help ourselves.
That's good. Well, listen, Alvaro, it was absolutely a pleasure talking to you, and hopefully we will meet at the next Shopify event. So thank you very, very much.
Thanks for listening. All of our episodes are available on Spotify, iTunes, and Google Podcasts. A special note of appreciation goes to our sponsors, Rewind.io, the leading backup solution for Shopify store owners. Get your first month of Rewind for free by simply responding to any welcome email once you sign up for your free trial on Rewind.io. And of course, to the email platform Klaviyo, which helps Shopify brands easily create personalized, multi-channel marketing campaigns using your most powerful asset, your customer data. To get started with a free trial of Klaviyo, visit klaviyo.com/milkbottle. That's KLAVIYO.com/milkbottle. If you're a Shopify user with an exciting story to tell, reach out to the team on podcast@milkbottlelabs.com. Until the next time, take care.